Good morning, PTI Nice Daily Show. Happy Thursday morning, live here Instagram, live up here on Facebook. I hope your Thursday is off to a great start. Welcome to the Institute of Clinical Excellence PTI Nice Daily Show, the only daily physical therapy live show and podcast. My name is Al. I'll be your host today. Currently have the pleasure of serving as the Chief Operating Officer of the Institute of Clinical Excellence and a faculty member in our fitness athlete division. First things first, Gut Check is back. We took a little break during the CrossFit Open, but Gut Check Thursday is back. This week's Gut Check is already available on the ICE Facebook and Instagram page. It comes from Joe Hanesco of Onward Grand Rapids. 100 goblet squats for time. Guys are going to hang on to a 70-pound kettlebell. Ladies are going to hold on to a 53. The caveat is every time you set that kettlebell down, every time you break those sets, guys are doing 10 calories on the assault bike and ladies are doing 7 or 8. I can't remember, but it's on there. Got some technical questions and challenges already. What constitutes breaking a set? Setting the kettlebell down. So if it's up on your chest and you're squatting or you're holding on to it, you are in the middle of a set. Once you set it down, you have broken the set. Some folks asking, if I just hang on to it in the goblet position and rest, is that taking a break? And I would challenge you that you're not going to be able to do that for very long with a 70 or 53-pound kettlebell. So challenge flag is out. I will eat my own head if somebody posts an untime-lapsed video of doing all 100 without taking a break. I don't think it's possible. Joe says that getting nearly unbroken is possible, but definitely not fully unbroken. So make sure you hit Gut Check Thursday over this weekend. I'll be doing it today at lunch. Some courses coming up. Virtual ICE. We only open enrollment for Virtual ICE, our online mentorship and discussion group. That opens next Tuesday the 13th and will close on April 20th. We have some fantastic sessions and guests coming up. Some pregnancy and postpartum content from Christina Previn and Alexis Morgan. We have Paul Caloran from iDry Needle coming on to talk about applying electrical stimulation to needles when you're using dry needling. We have Dr. Julie Fouché returning to talk about nutrition and lifestyle medicine, and some great stuff from our extremity management division coming up as well. So Virtual ICE is going to finish out this year going towards June, and it's going to be fantastic. So make sure you get signed up for VICE. If you go right now, you can sign up to get a reminder, or next Tuesday we open registration. A couple courses starting. CMFA Advanced Concepts with Mitch and Zach starts April 11th. That's this Sunday. So if you've taken Essential Foundations, make sure you jump into Advanced Concepts if you want to continue along your path towards getting certified in the clinical management fitness athlete. And then Persistent Pain Management opens next week, April 15th with Justin Dunaway. So make sure to jump into that course if you want to learn more about all things pain with Justin. Couple live courses coming up. We have Lindsay Huey here in Michigan this weekend for extremity management. We have Jordan Berry down in Knightdale, North Carolina for cervical spine management. And Jeff gets to spend this weekend down in Miami for lumbar spine management. So if you got nothing going on this weekend, make sure to jump into one of those. We have lumbar spine management next weekend in Nashville with Zach Morgan. And Mitch will be in Norfolk, Virginia for Fitness Athlete Live. We have a couple courses that are close to selling out if you're looking to jump into them. Modern Management with Older Adult in Charlotte, the weekend of April 24th and 25th is down to 3 spots. And Bike Fit up in Minneapolis, Bike Fit certification with Jason London has 2 spots left, May 1st and 2nd. So make sure you jump into those courses if you're on the fence about it. Let's get into today's topic. Today's Thursday, which means it's Leadership Thursday. I want to quote probably one of the greatest quotes that I've heard so far in physical therapy that comes from Darcy Cook. Darcy took our fitness athlete courses over the holidays and early winter. She's a PT out in Livingston, Montana on the other side of the mountains from Bozeman, and she owns Granite Sports Medicine. Shout out to Darcy. We were talking in our Advanced Concepts course, week 8, we talk about business planning, about whether you are currently working with a gym or looking to start working with a gym, what it looks like to develop your business plan and what it looks like to practice inside of a gym or have a good relationship with a gym. And as we hear in pretty much all of our courses, kind of the main complaint is how we teach physical therapy to be done simply can't be done because physical therapy is too high volume. People saying, I don't know how I could possibly do a remom or have an hour to look at a CrossFitter's deadlift or power clean when I'm expected to see 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 visits a week of productivity. It simply seems like it can't be done. And Darcy is a longtime business owner and a veteran PT, said a quote I'll never forget: I would ask you to reconsider your commitment to our profession, which I absolutely love. So thank you, Darcy, for that quote. And we're going to unpack that a little bit today. She went on to say, our first point here is when you're looking at leaving physical therapy is too busy. I can't provide the quality of care as a physical therapist that I want to provide. Maybe I'm thinking about going back to school to be a physician or a nurse practitioner or a PA, or maybe I'm considering leaving healthcare altogether. She asked everyone to pause and consider that you probably don't need a new career. You probably just need a better job, right? And it can make all the difference in the world. Humans hate change. We're reluctant to leave jobs. But when we look at what are people's pain points, we look at the fact that burnout and imposter syndrome really come from a combination of unrealistic productivity expectations, especially compared to what we're getting paid. And I think we're kidding ourselves, both as therapists and looking at it from the lens of our patients, if we all don't know what's happening, right? Patients are not dumb. They are acutely aware when they come in and you're seeing a patient every 15 minutes that they are not getting the care that they could be getting when you're seeing that many people a week, when you're seeing 60, 70, 80, 90 patients a week. And they know they're getting subpar care, right? And you feel that on the other end, like, geez, this person would get a lot better if I could just have another 15 dang minutes with them. And yes, taking more courses, gaining more clinical expertise, becoming more efficient with how you treat, getting more comfortable with manual therapy so it doesn't become a huge rigmarole. You're just able to lay somebody down and crack their back or neck very quickly. And yes, using things like remoms and AMRAPs and stuff will make you more efficient in practice, and it can mitigate that time crunch, but not all the way. And I think what's popular on social media is that if you just spend your weekends reading Brene Brown and drinking lattes at the coffee house, that will somehow undo all of that mental anguish you've just experienced over the work week. And I think that could not be further from the truth. Of no amount of Brene Brown or lattes or $90 bonus checks can undo what's the heart of the matter, which is being overworked and underpaid. And I love the quote of, what you allow is what will continue. And that's kind of on us as the individual therapist. I think this is definitely something that should be tackled in school. Probably that last semester before students go on clinicals, there should be a really judicious business course of, look, if you go out there and you accept a really low paying job with really high volume productivity expectations, the standard of our profession will continue to be very low quality care on average in a high volume setting with really low pay. If you get that first job out of school and they say, we're going to start you at 50 grand, and you say, wow, I just spent 7 years making $0, so 50,000 sounds like a lot of money, I'll take it. Then you are underselling yourself, and you're kind of setting the standard for now. The next person that comes in the door, that next new grad, they're also going to offer that person that really lowball offer. And we really need to understand how much money is actually being generated, created, and changing hands in our profession, and that we can't be uncomfortable talking about dollars and cents. When we look at the average reimbursement of $100 to $130 a visit, step back and say, if that's what the clinic is making per visit, and I'm seeing X amount of visits, then you know how much revenue is generated, and you need to say, am I making at least 25% of that? And if the answer is no, you need to definitely fight for some more money. And if we continue to allow ourselves to be seduced by bonus checks based on productivity, then we'll continue to have this really flexible gray area of morals and end up being really overworked and underpaid. And that comes to my second point, is that nobody is coming to save us. I love that quote from David Goggins. No one is going to show up and fix the stuff at your clinic, right? People aren't going to land in a helicopter from the American Physical Therapy Association in the parking lot and walk in the door and say, hey, this is too busy, and that guy or that gal there is definitely underpaid. We need to fix that. The APTA is a political lobbying organization and not a regulatory body. They're not coming to your individual clinic to change how practice goes on there, how pay goes on there. It's really on us to make sure we plant a flag in the ground and get comfortable that if it doesn't seem to be changing, then we definitely need to move on, and that's okay. Change is not bad when it's for the better long term. We, as the individual therapists, have more power to change the systems in place in our clinic, in our profession, and how we practice and how we run our businesses and through state level government than a national lobbying organization like the American Physical Therapy Association ever will, right? You'll get more done writing a handwritten letter to your state representative than you ever will just sending out an email or a tweet to a national organization. And it's really important to know, too, at the individual level, that nobody is ever going to step in between you and a court case or a claim of overbilling, right? All of that is on our individual license, and that's something that should always be back in the back of your mind when you're practicing of, okay, I know it's illegal, it's a felony to see more than one patient who carries Medicare insurance at a time, and I'm doing 3 at once. And yes, you can say, well, everybody's doing it, but that doesn't make it right or better, and it's certainly not going to save you if that comes around to bite you. So keeping in mind, at the end of the day, it's your individual license. As a therapist, that's how you make your money. That's how you provide for your therapy. You need to guard that a lot more closely than probably a lot of us are. And then finally, is if you're sitting here and you're a clinic owner, or you're thinking about being an individual clinician and maybe bringing somebody on, or maybe you're the leader of a multi-clinic group, it's on us. It's part of our duty as leaders to provide honest, fair places of employment for our colleagues, to kind of pick them up lifeboat style out of the ocean and give them a safe place to work where they get paid worth their time and they're not overworked. That's as much on us as it is on that individual to make sure that they don't end up in a situation where they're overworked and underpaid. And my final point is kind of always the feedback that we get, that it simply can't be done in an insurance-based model. It just can't be done the right way. It just is what it is. Just get used to seeing somebody every 15 minutes. It's kind of just what physical therapy is. And I would push back really, really hard on that. And say that it's totally possible to see patients outside of a high volume model, regardless of how you get paid. One-on-one for an hour is totally possible, even in clinics that accept insurance. We do it here at Health HQ, and we're not outliers, right? I can name a bunch of clinics off the top of my head who accept insurance, who deliver high quality care in a lower volume model. Limitless Physical Therapy up in Victor, New York, Delta Physical Therapy down in Baton Rouge, Health HQ, obviously, Mathis Physical Therapy down in Kansas, Santa Rosa PT out in California, Hayashida in California, Motion in Minnesota, Excel in Montana, so on and so forth. There are plenty of high quality clinics that accept insurance as their primary payment method and get the job done the way it should be done. So don't just settle for that place that you're currently at, just to grab that paycheck and cash that paycheck. So taking that paycheck to the bank every 2 weeks is kind of your acceptance of your current situation. So again, I would ask you to reconsider your commitment to our profession, as Darcy challenged us in Advanced Concepts a few weeks ago, of you probably don't need a new career. You probably just need a better job, and getting uncomfortable with moving on, and even moving on multiple times, right? It can take a while to find the right fit. And I think that is okay. If we're looking at doing this job from the age of 25-ish to 60s and 70s, we need to make sure we're in a really good position where we can go for the long haul, right? Not many professionals can go as long as we can. It's a relatively easy job physically, and it's something we can do day over day as long as we find a sustainable way to do it. So consider that you don't need a new career, maybe just a new job, that nobody's coming to save you. Change comes from the bottom up, and you're in charge of how you get treated, how you get paid, and how you get overworked or not. And that it can be done the right way, and just continue to seek and push for either change in your current clinic or move on and find that clinic that's a really good fit for you. So I'd love to hear some comments, some discussion on this. I see some stuff here on Instagram that I'll get back to. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you're going to be joining us here in Fenton for extremity management this weekend, I look forward to connecting with you again or meeting you for the first time. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy Gut Check. If your legs are sore, don't yell at me. That's totally Joe's fault. Send all of that flack to Joe Hanesco. Thanks, folks. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.